In the last video, we make a very simple API using Node.js and OpenAI. We learned to personalize the AI and the important about the message format. We talk about the system, the role, and the content. And in this video, we're going to talk about tiers and why it's important to us. So what are tiers? Essentially, tiers are levels that set your maximum usage limit per month and per model. This limit includes the maximum number of requests and tokens you can use with OpenAI API. Here's how OpenAI measures this limit. Requests per minute, or RPN. This is the number of API calls you can make in a single minute. Tokens per minute, or TPN. This is the amount of text measured in token that you can process per minute. And for the free tier and the tier 1, you have the RPD, the number of requests that you can make per day. And if you hit any of this limit, you will be temporarily blocked from making more requests until the time window resets. Each tier has different thresholds for this limit. We're going to do a quick comparison of the free tier, tier 1, and tier 2. We're going to look into the model 3.5 Turbo, TTS1, that is for audio, and Dolly 3 for image. If we look into the free tier, especially in the GPT 3.5 Turbo model, we have a RPN of 3, meaning we can only make 3 requests per minute. RPD, or request per day, of 200, meaning that we can only make 200 requests per day using this model, and a maximum token per minute of 40,000. If we make a quick calculation, and let's say that one of our requests needs 10,000 tokens, and we divide 40,000 into 10,000, give you 4. But because of the RPM, our maximum will be 3. But if our requester needs 40,000 tokens, this means that we can only make 1 request per minute. If we look into the TTS1 model, that is basically how we handle audio, we can only make 3 audios per minute. Dolly 3, that's how we generate image, we can only 1 image per minute. If we move from the free tier to the tier 1, now we have access to more models, more capacity. If we look into the 3.5 model, now our RPM is 3,500. We have a limit of RPD of 10,000 and a maximum token per minute of 200,000. If we do the same calculation using the same value from the free tier, that one of our requests needs 10,000 tokens, now we can make 20 requests. If you use the maximum token that was in the free tier, we can make 5 requests per minute. In another case, let's say that one of our requests only needs 1,000 tokens, we can have access to 200 requests per minute that we can use with this model. If we look into the TTS1, we can make 500 audio per minute, and for the Dolly 3, we can make 500 image per minute. If we move from the tier 1 to the tier 2, we can make unlimited calls per day to different models. If we look into the same model that we used before, the 3.5 Turbo, we have the same amount of RPN as before, but now the maximum token per minute is 2 million. The TTS1 model, we can now generate 2,500 audios per minute, and into the Dolly 3 at 2,500 image per minute. So in short, every time that you move up a tier, you get access to more privilege, more model, higher request limit, and more tokens, so you can process more information for your ad. How can you move from one tier to another? Basically, you have to meet certain conditions or criteria. To be in the free tier, the only condition is that you have to be in the available zone to use OpenAI. To move from the free tier to the tier 1, you have to use the API for at least $5. From the tier 1 to tier 2, you have to spend $50 and pass 7 days from the first successful payment. To move from tier 2 to tier 3, you have to spend $100, and you have to wait the same time from tier 1. To move from tier 3 to tier 4, you have to spend at least $250 and wait 14 days after a successful payment. Now that we know what tiers are, we're going to keep expanding our Node.js API. We're going to make interaction very similar to ChatGPT, and we're going to create another route to generate image. Remember that you can also visit my website. You can find projects, templates, and guide. I hope to see you soon in the next video.